Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are here with another interview from VCT Americas, this time from Com. Firstly, Com, congratulations on your win today. It must feel good starting off the kickoff with your first win. So, how are you guys feeling?
Definitely feel good. Definitely nice to get one under the belt before like the end of kickoff, of course. I think there's still a lot for us to work on at the moment. There's still like even on that Abyss attack after the reroll round, there was still like things we can do a lot better,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. And then for me as an individual, just build consistency because I think map one is what I'm usually at, but right or in map two, it wasn't like that.
Mm-hmm. Talking about building consistency, I mean, you came together as a roster this time. Again, the project, it's I think only one player has been carried over from that last year. So having had such relatively low time on your hands, especially since I think you were one of the teams that made that announcement a little bit later. How has it been, working on that team bonding journey and everything heading into kickoff?
Yeah, I think it's again it's like a work in progress there. I think we have a great group of guys, honestly, and it's something that we will continue to like build over time. I think everyone sees it even when we're on stage in high stress moments, we're just laughing, it doesn't matter. And we just want to have fun. Like this is something I like having in my teams where everyone is like a family almost. Like everyone is brothers, everyone can tell each other whatever they want to tell, and no matter what, it'll be talked out. Like things like this is what builds like great teams. So I think eventually we'll get to an even better point than we are today because I think today was maybe our six. Oh my God, I almost said the meme like six. Oh, I'm gonna do it.
Do
Six or
it, just do
seven
it.
like
Get
number,
it.
and it needs to be higher consistently, and we'll get there eventually. There's a lot of new stuff we did today that we don't even do in scrims, but it
Mm-hmm.
was just the right reads and rounds. And yeah, eventually we'll get to where we want to be.
That's very nice to hear that, and good luck on that journey there. Talking about new stuff, so I noticed that we're slowly but surely starting to see teams pick up the veto more and more, and I think that today you guys put up an absolutely spectacular show with that particular agent. So I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on veto, kind of how he fits in the meta, because we haven't seen too many teams quite pick him up yet. Do you think people haven't like found out what he can do? Because man, today your veto was on fire.
Yeah, I mean, I think the more people like experiment, because to be honest, a lot of teams haven't had time to experiment with all these things. And the more and more people kind of understand what it is, people just get better and better at it, honestly. And I think it just takes time with like new agents, especially.
Makes sense. Talking about you in particular, I mean, this is your second time around, I would say, with this team. Of course, different roster, but working with Potter again. How has that been for you in particular?
Yeah, I think at the start it was like we were trying to figure out what we kind of wanted to do, but I think especially this past week we have grown a lot as like a team and what like the expectations are
Mm-hmm.
together. And that's something like I really like. Because before I wanted to add more things and I was just working towards like getting to that sweet spot. And I think slowly but surely it will keep getting worked towards with each other. I think we're having more success now. And yeah, I mean we're doing well together. We're familiar with each other. We know what each other are like. And yeah, eventually it'll just keep getting better.
Mm-hmm. One more trend that I've noticed this year has been, well, I don't like to call them rookies because tier two is not exactly like a place where you're chilling. I've seen the people play there, but it's been the rise of the rookie, so as to speak, from champions last year to a lot of players from tier two just absolutely demolishing in VCT. So I kind of wanted to ask you your thoughts about that pipeline and about like the biggest difference perhaps between playing in tier two in Ascension compared to playing in VCT.
Yeah, I think I mean me personally, I've been in the league for like 4 years now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think just bringing like especially like Bao and Oki's kind of new too, the more and more they get experience and the more because I talked to them a lot about like what it is to be on stage, how to be like all these sort of things to where they're free and they're having fun. I think they'll get to their sweet spot, they'll find their own routine and stuff like that. And for the tier two players, like there's a lot of really good tier two players. I think the biggest thing is like experience gap and communication and all these like attitude sort of things that kind
Mm-hmm.
of set them back from like other players. But all those things, like if those things are corrected, like they become like some of the best players in the game, right? I think everyone knows that.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty clear from the way that a lot of these teams have been playing for sure. And I think it's pretty similar to what a lot of people have mentioned as well. So it's nice to hear that. Talking about your team, I'm going to throw you like a fun question now. Describe like each member of your team in like one word or a couple of words. Whatever comes to mind, one by one. Go for it.
Yeah. Potter leader for sure. Cole, um, Goofy, like
Mm-hmm.
silent Goofy. I don't know.
Oh,
Um, Bao is freaky. Oki, mm, a bit of like serious, but also goofy. Like it's like a mix. It's hard to like say like a for sure word with him. Doug, chill, and Bot or Superman is Unk.
Unk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Unk, I feel bad calling him that, but Unk was absolutely styling on the server today. What did you guys feed him before the game?
Uh, hey, I didn't do anything. He did all that. I'm proud of him. Honestly, he's like a super good player. I'm glad he was finally able to like showcase that today. And I'm happy for him. Like he's such a good player. And I've said this in an interview before, but he's someone like kids should look up to because he's such a great role model
Mm.
overall of like who a person should be. And yeah, I'm happy for him. He deserves it. And I'm hoping I can help him continue to put up those performances from a leader perspective.
That's really wholesome. Talking about wholesome, a little bit of a side tangent here. I always like to watch your parents, show up at any VCT. I remember, I think it was Champions 2 years ago, where they were kind of cheering for you in the audience and stuff. It was, I think you guys placed third, if I'm not wrong, with the love. So it was
Yeah.
really really wholesome. So I think that having that kind of support, like, how is that? Has it always been the case for you, and how has that really helped you? Because I think that's something that a lot of people really wish they had in esports.
Yeah, and I think at first they were always skeptical, just because esports is esports. It's such a volatile business overall. But they're really enjoying like this kind of journey, because it's basically having your kid able to play sports for like 4 or 5 more years,
Hmm.
so far. And they're just happy that I'm able to continue to do what I love and see like how much work, how much passion I have for it. And no matter what, trying to impact all the people I can and like even the whole world, Like I'm just happy I'm able to give back to even people who watch me and support me, and they give me the same support back, So I'm
Oh,
definitely happy to have them in my life, and hopefully, like this is the biggest thing. Actually, I'm not gonna say it, but
no, you could say it.
they're 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 always there for me. So that's something I'll always like hold close to me, and eventually after esports, I'll give back to them.
That's really really sweet. Talking about you in particular, I mean, you've seen the highest highs. You've seen like some really dank lows. I don't know. How do you deal with that mental? Because I mean, you said it yourself. You've been in the VCT for like a few years right now, a couple of different teams. How do you kind of deal when things aren't going? Deal with things aren't going your way. For example, like losing those first two games, being able to keep that mental up today. For just one example.
For me, it's I guess for me individually, I just have the utmost confidence in myself, like as a not only a leader and in-game leader, but also like as a player, just because I've I've won before. Like I've won the biggest tournament in the game, and I've also placed third right after, like with a different team.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what happens to me, like in game, no, like you saw it even in the first half of Abyss, I'm 0 and 10. Who cares? I went out and I clutched the next round. It's like all these sort of things. I just have the utmost confidence in myself no matter what happens to me. And I've gone through so many like defeats and so many like disgusting ways to lose, that a lot of things don't really affect me as much as it used to, just because of so much experience in those scenarios. So yeah, like my confidence just comes from all my achievements and just all the experience I've had.
That's actually really, really nice to hear. I think that being able to learn from those lessons is pretty important. Just give me 1 second.
You're good.
I was playing ranked all night. That's why. Don't tell my boss.
No worries. You're
Yeah.
good. You're good.
Anyway, yeah, I think though that's about it. And what is your vision for this team? Because I think that I feel like every single team you've been with, I feel like especially when you're in that leadership position, you have like a vision for it. So, what would be your vision for this team?
Play as many games as we want or as we can in kickoff, honestly. I just want everyone to get that experience and everyone to have fun playing. Um, have no regrets on stage and then just see what happens. I don't want to put expectation on these guys because I think eventually we will be one of the better teams. And it will just take time. I just want them to really enjoy that sort of process that we're building right now and just have fun. That's my biggest thing, and eventually we'll end up at champs, and that's the biggest goal. And I don't think any of us doubt that that will happen.
Well, I mean, it would be really cool if the EG 2026 could pull off an EG 2023. It would
Yeah.
make a really really fun story, and I'll be hoping that for you guys as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for the great talk. I'll let you guys carry on.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Good luck for your next game.
Bye. Thank you.